Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Dayon Buchanan, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Brent Berry, Ed Werder,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and I am now joined by 2014 NFL Draft prospect, cornerback out of the University of Missouri, E.J. Gaines. Thanks for joining the show, E.J. How's it going, man?
Everything's going good, man. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, man, the pleasure's all mine. So we're going to be talking about your football career, and I want to start this interview off by asking you a pretty simple question, and that is, I know you had a lot of success playing football and other sports in high school. You were actually ranked the 9th best player in the state of Missouri by Rivals.com. Why is it that you decided to stay home and attend the University of Missouri? I can't think they were the only school interested in you.
Oh, man, that's a funny subject, man, because they were actually one of the few schools that were interested in me. I came out of a small, I wouldn't say small, but, not very looked at school, like at a high school. So Mizzou was one of my best offers, and, it wasn't far from home. I could see my family anytime I wanted. They could make it to most of the football games. And, honestly, that had a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I did not know that. So they were one of the only teams. One of the only schools that were interested in you. That's pretty interesting. So, EJ, here it is. You're a true freshman in 2010, and you play in all 13 games, and you recorded 26 tackles on defense and special teams. Coming into Missouri, did you have any idea that you would be playing your first year there as a true freshman?
Honestly, I did not, man. I came out of high school. Like I said, I wasn't highly recruited or anything, so I expected the red shirt, but I got there and I put in the hard work. I was grinding all season, and when the season came around, I showed the coaches that I deserved to play. So.
And it was actually the next season in 2011. In camp, you were named the starting cornerback for the Mizzou Tigers. Still being one of the younger guys on the team, EJ, what was your reaction like when you got the news that you'd be one of the starting cornerbacks?
Oh man, I was excited. I was young, and I knew I was gonna be able to get my first start. But my mindset was to keep working hard to keep that spot. So, as a young man, I kept grinding, kept working hard, and I really was excited about getting my first start, and I wanted to start for my rest of my career there.
You recorded 69 tackles, 16 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. Now, being a defensive back, I'm sure you remember that very first college football interception you had. Any chance you can tell us about that?
Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday, man. I'll never forget that play. It was just we were playing a basic cover 2 against Miami, Ohio, and I don't think he seen me sitting under a route, and he tried to throw a corner out, and I jumped up there and snagged it. That was one of the best feelings, man, of my life, having my first career college interception, so I'll never forget that.
Oh, I bet. Now, you were named the Mizzou Tigers Cornerback of the Year in 2011, and in 2012, EJ, you recorded 74 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 recovered fumbles, and an interception. Up to that point, that was personally your best year during your time at Mizzou up to that point, like I said. Coming off of that successful year, what were your expectations for this past season, knowing that it'll be your final chance to prove to everybody that you can indeed play at the next level in the NFL?
Yeah, that was a great season, and as a personal goal and everything, but as a senior, I wanted to win football games as well as play well as a senior. So I knew that I would have to come out and show the scouts that I could play, not only corner, but to play nickel also on the inside. So I played a lot of nickel my senior year, just, to show them that I was versatile. I could do more than just play corner. So that was really something I focused on going into my senior year, and I think that I did a pretty good job on the inside at nickel.
I think you did as well, man. You certainly played well. Looking at the stat line, you had 75 tackles, 5 interceptions, and the Mizzou Tigers finished the season 12-2 with a victory over Oklahoma State in the Cotton Bowl. Now, EJ, how would you describe not only this past season, but your entire college experience? I got to think that you feel that you're leaving Mizzou on the right page.
Oh, definitely, man. I had a great experience at Mizzou, and just the whole atmosphere, the family atmosphere of senior year, man, honestly, I just wanted to come in and show the guys I could do what they wanted me to do. You know, I could not intercept the ball, but I could, you know, have pass breakups, force fumbles, recover fumbles, and really show that I could do it all as a defensive back. And I feel like I did that this year.
And, you know, it looks like you did that, and, you know, there's a rumor out there that, you know, cornerbacks, cornerbacks specifically, they don't like to hit hard. You know, they're somewhat soft. Does anybody say that about E.J. Gaines?
No, I don't think I've ever heard that come out of anyone's mouth about E.J. Gaines. I definitely take pride in that. I take pride in my physicality, and I take pride in, like I said, being versatile, not only being able to cover, but to being able to stop the run when it gets outside on the edge. So.
Hey, man, turn on the tape, and you could definitely see that. Chris Shanafelt talking with 2014 NFL draft prospect, cornerback out of Missouri, E.J. Gaines. Well, coming from a smaller high school, like you said, EJ, and, you know, playing for the University of Missouri, one of the, you know, more popular colleges in the nation, I got to think you've met with many scouts so far. If so, what are they saying about EJ Gaines?
The one thing that they're saying is that I'm versatile, like I talked about, and that not only can I cover, I can come up and tackle in the run game. So that definitely helps me out. I mean, it allows me to play different positions, cornerback, nickelback. I could even move back and play safety if they wanted me to. So I think that just opens up, you know, what I can do for NFL teams, and it definitely helps me out.
Well, this show is actually broadcasted out of Chicago, EJ, and it certainly sounds like you are a player that the Chicago Bears need. We need some help on the secondary ASAP, my man, so be sure to get out here to Chicago. But that actually kind of leads me up to my next question. That is, you know, the St. Louis Rams, they seem like they need a little bit of help on that secondary as well. Being from Missouri, what would it be like to play for your hometown team?
I mean, I would like, you know, I like to travel, so I would like to get outside of Missouri and, you know, play somewhere else, play somewhere I've never been. But to be able to play for my home state would be exciting. I think anybody would love to play for their home state, and whether that is for Kansas City Chiefs or the St. Louis Rams, you know, it would definitely be exciting. My family wouldn't have to go for it to watch me play. You know, it would be like playing in college. You know, all my fans would come to watch me, so that would definitely be exciting.
Oh, man, it doesn't sound like you're much of a Rams fan growing up.
Oh, no. I'm from the Kansas City area, okay. So the Rams definitely weren't on my side. So.
All right, EJ, just a few more questions, then I'll let you go. When did you find out that the NFL can not only be a dream, but it could become a reality?
Honestly, I would say probably after my sophomore season and the season I had that year. I was more into, graduating, getting my degree, which I still am. But after that season, I definitely wanted to have a shot at the NFL, and I thought it was definitely within my reach.
If you would compare yourself to a cornerback currently playing in the NFL, who do you think that would be and why?
I would say Brent Grimes for the Miami Dolphins and Brandon Flowers for the Kansas City Chiefs. I would have to say because they definitely fit my mold as to what they can do. They both can play man coverage, zone coverage, and they're both physical corners, you know. Smaller corners like me, 5'10", 5'11", but they're physical. So I would definitely say that that's more of my area. Both of them can go inside and play the nickel. And yeah, it's definitely two guys that I've watched in my whole career. So.
All right, now, EJ, I know Missouri is represented very nicely in the NFL today. I know you have a few of your former teammates in the NFL. You know, Sheldon Richardson, Alden Smith are the first two that come to my mind. Now, maybe it was somebody that went to Mizzou, or maybe not. Has anybody ever given you any advice on what to expect at the next level?
Yeah, actually, I've talked a lot with Jeremy Macklin and Kevin Rutland. Kevin Rutland was a senior whenever I was a freshman there, so he definitely gave me a lot of tips after he left, just on, the hard work that it takes to get there and also the hard work it takes to stay there. So I still talk to him, once, twice a week or something like that, just to see how he's doing. He checks on me, see how I'm doing, and he definitely helped me out, up to this point.
All right, EJ, let's say there's an NFL general manager out there listening to this interview. Why should he want EJ Gaines, cornerback out of Mizzou, on his team?
I would say because of my leadership ability and my physicality as a defensive back. Being so physical at defensive back, it brings a different type
Hey, man, I love it, man. There's not much better than a physical cornerback, and we've seen that here in Chicago with, of course, Peanut Tillman, Tim Jennings, some pretty good cornerbacks. So I love that you are definitely, showing off that you are a physical cornerback. And EJ, I know that you've been working out. I got to ask you, how excited are you for the Pro Day, which is coming up March 20th, and of course the NFL Draft? I got to think all this is like a dream come true for you.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm so excited. I feel like a little kid in the candy store, honestly. Our Pro Day is on Thursday, and not being able to compete at the combine really hurt me. So, coming out here and being able to show the scouts what I can do, showing my ability, showing my speed, my quickness, what I can do as a defensive back, I'm excited to show off what I can do.
You have any expectations, any specific numbers you want to put up?
No, I won't throw out no numbers, but I'm going to tell you that they will be impressive, regardless of what they are.
Hey, I bet, man. I bet. Now, EJ, I really appreciate your time, man. It really was a true pleasure speaking with you. Before I let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to myself and our listeners?
No, man, I would just like to say I appreciate you having me, man. This was definitely one of the better interviews I've done. So, like I said, I definitely like the Chicago Bears, so if I end up there, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Hey, man, sounds good. Hey, EJ, once again, thank you very much. I'm wishing you nothing but the best, and hopefully we could do this again, man. Take care.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning into the CS Podcast. I hope you enjoyed. Please check out all of my past interviews at www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722. Once again, that's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at Chris Shanafelt.